Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to discuss operators and expressions in C. As we have seen in the last lecture, the data types, variables and constants that are available in C. So today we are going to see operators and expressions. The first thing, what expression is? We can say the expression is the combination of operators and operands. As we can see in the picture, that there exists an expression 2 multiply by y plus 5. So we have operands and operators. That means 2 will be considered as an operand and the star plus will comprise of operators. That means when we combine these operands and operators, it becomes an expression. Now, as per the definition of operator, operator is a symbol like plus, minus, star, division, or some other symbol that direct the computers to perform mathematical or logical manipulation and use it to manipulate data and variables. Like, for example, if I am writing A greater than B, this greater than is an operator and A and B is an operand. As similar as in the example that a plus b. A plus b means plus is the operator and a and b are the operands. Similarly, when we talk about the operators within the C, there exists a list of the operators that are available within the C. One of the one of the type is arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, assignment operator, increment and decrement operator, conditional operator, bitwise operator, and special operator. We are going to see first the theoretical part of these operators, and then we will implement them practically one by one. The first mathematical operator, the operators that comes within the category are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the modulus. And the plus operator, we call that as the addition, unary addition operator, minus unary subtraction operator, star is denoted by multiplication is denoted by star, division is denoted by the backward slash, and modulus operator is used with that percent sign. The use of these, we can have two operands, and in between there exists a operator sign. Similarly, when we talk about the relational operators, within the relational operators, there comes these type of the operators which are being considered in the category of relation. That means less than or equivalent to, greater than or equivalent to, double equal means equivalent to, and last one we call as a not equivalent. The third that comes is the logical operator, where there exist three operators in logical operator category. One we call the first and, two ands we call that as double and. The pipeline operator we call that is a logical operator, and the third we call as a not operator. These operators are used in combination with one another, an expression that combines two or more relational operators with each other. Those we call as a logical operators. Like we have an example, if A equivalent B and double and, that means logical and B equivalent to C. These two will be combined in a single expression. So these are logical operators we are going to see. The truth table of logical operators are: if A is equivalent to 0, that means false, B is equivalent to 0, that's false, then overall operation of A and B will become false. But in other words, we can say when both the conditions A and B, the truth value of both A and B are true, then the output is true based on the AND operator. And within the OR operator, if one of the particular alphabet or operand is true, then our output is true. Then there exists assignment that we have already seen. How we are going to assign a particular data to an operator. That means if x equivalent to 3, how we are going to assign it, we call that as a assignment, and it is denoted by equivalent sign, as we have seen here, where v equivalent to variable. This v equivalent variable means we are assigning a variable to v, and we also have shorthand assignment operators, where we can write the shortcut of these. A equivalent to a plus b can be written as a plus equivalent to 1. A equivalent to a minus b can be written as a minus equivalent to 1. A equivalent to a star into m plus n can be written as a star equivalent to m plus n. Similarly, a divided by m plus n can be written down as a divided by m, a divided equivalent to m plus n. A equivalent to a percent b can be written as a percent equivalent to b. These are some shortcuts which we can use for our assignment operators. Now there exists a increment and decrement operator. Increment means increase the value, or decrement means decrease the value. Plus plus sign is used for adding one value to the operand, and minus minus sign is used for subtract one from the operand. There exists a pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, post-decrement operators. So we have seen different types of the operators that are available within the C programming language. And in the last, I think before last lecture, we have taken the operators arithmetic operator. So let us discuss here arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are plus, as spoken in the tutorial, minus, star, comma, division, comma, modulus. Let us see one by one what are these operators. We have already seen these, but we are going to see today relational operator. Relational operators. Relational operators are less than or equivalent to, greater than or equivalent to, double equivalent, and not equivalent. So we are going to see them one by one. But before going for the relational operators, what we are going to use, we are going to see the conditional statements. The conditional statements in C programming gives us the provision to understand whether the condition that we are going to evaluate is true or false. For example, if I have to write whether 9 is greater than 10, I need to check whether 9 is greater than 10. In order to do the same thing, to check whether 9 is greater than 10, what we are going to use, we are going to use if conditional statements. If conditional statements. That means if condition statement does have a prototype. We say that if bracket में condition, then bracket close, then after that it will have opening brace, then after that it will have statements, then semicolon, then closing brace of this curly brace. That means this one. This is the general syntax of your what we have if. Now let us suppose the example that we have taken. We need to check which one is greater. Is 9 greater than 10? Is, or we need to check any other condition. For that we are going to use the if condition. If this block. If block is used for checking the condition whether the condition is true. If condition is true, the immediate statements after the condition will get executed. If condition is false, the else part within the if gets executed. But we are not going to go firstly on the else part. We will first see what if. We need to check whether 9 is greater than 10. If 9 is greater than 10, we will print true. Is it? हम ऐसे check करेंगे. If 9 greater than 10, what we are going to use? We are going to have printf 9 is greater than 10. Is it? And then put semicolon after that. Is it? But as far as we know that 9 is not greater than 10. So if it is greater than 10, or let me first say if 19 is greater than, obviously 19 is greater than 10, that means this statement will get executed. Let us see how it is going to run. Compile. Okay, no errors, no warnings. Compile. 9 is greater, or 9 is greater than this the message. We say that 19 is greater than. Run. Does not change it, so we are going to compile it again. We are going to 19 is greater than. But what if we say that is 9 greater than 10? At this time, if we are going to evaluate as 9 is 19, if means is, it questions whether this is or not. That means the evaluation will be either true or false. Is 19 greater than 10? Obviously it is true, so it will return true, and the statements after within the block of if will get executed. But what if 9 is greater? We are writing down the 9 is greater than 10. At that time it will not show us anything because we have not written down anything in the else part. Right? Nothing at all. It is blank. That means upon the true value we are going to print something. But what if we have another value? Say for example, we say that we'll write down like this: int marks underscore obt equivalent to 320, and we say that if marks underscore obt is greater than say 180 or 300, pause. Is it? Execute, compile, okay, execute, run. So pass. That means our marks is greater than, it checks because our marks obtained contain 320. If marks obtained are greater than 300, at that time what we are going to, if marks obtained is less than say 220, at that time compile. Is it? Compile, run. It will not show anything. For this condition, if condition is wrong or if condition is false, at that time it should show something. That means our marks is not less than. So what we are going to use? We are going to use the else part. We say that printf अगर हमारे मार्क्स इससे ज्यादा नहीं है तो क्या होगा? फेल. ठीक है ना? Now if I am going to run it, compile, I am going to run this particular program, it says me that it is a failure. So if we want this marks to be obtained at the runtime, what we are going to use, we will write down like this: marks obtained. We will write down printf, enter the marks of student. That means we need an input. So if we are going to take the input from the keyboard or from the console, what we are going to use, we have a function called scanf. Scanf is used for taking the input from the keyboard or at the runtime. we say that kindly scan कौन सा value %d placeholder will be %d. That means kindly scan an integer value for we people and कहाँ पे रखना है इसको at the address of marks underscore opti. अगर आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा मैं ऐसे समझा जब हम स्कैन करेंगे इनपुट डेटा से इनपुट से तो हम कीबोर्ड से कुछ वैल्यू लेंगे हम बता रहे हैं यूजिंग स्कैन फंक्शन हम बता रहे हैं ये जो हमने कीबोर्ड से इनपुट लिया है इसको ले लो ठीक है ना बिकॉज %d इज यूज्ड ये एक इंटीजर वैल्यू होगा इसको ले लो और किस में स्टोर करो एंड मार्क्स ऑब्टेन दैट मीन जो हमने वेरिएबल बनाया उसके एड्रेस पे इसको डाल और समथिंग लाइक दिस मेरे पास एक बॉक्स है मेरे पास एक कप है मैं बताता हूँ मेरे पास ऑयल है या पानी है मैं बताता हूँ कि इसमें से 1 लीटर उठाओ लीटर इज ए क्वांटिटी इसमें से 1 लीटर उठाओ और इस कप में डालो सिमिलर मैं बताता हूँ इसमें से एक इंटीजर वैल्यू उठाओ और इस पर्टिकुलर वेरिएबल में डाल दो ये फंड है जब हम इसको लेंगे तो फिर ये चेक करेगा कि मार्क्स ऑब्टेन्ड हमारे पास पास है कि फेल वी आर गोइंग टू कंपाइल वी आर गोइंग टू रन ये पहले बताता है कि एंटर द मार्क्स ऑफ द स्टूडेंट से फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने 230 ले मुझे नहीं पता पास होगा फेल होगा व्हेन आई एम गोइंग टू हिट एन एंटर इट सेज मी द फेल ठीक है ना आई एम गोइंग टू अगेन एग्जीक्यूट दिस प्रोग्राम रन अब मैं ले रहा हूँ 440 ठीक है ना 440 दिखा रहा है मुझे पास दैट मींस इट इवैल्यूएट्स बोथ इफ द कंडीशन इज ट्रू it will evaluate the true part if the condition is false it will evaluate the false but the one thing you should always remember out of these two blocks जो मैंने highlight करके रखे हैं out of these two blocks at a single instance of time एक ही block execute होता है या तो ये वाला block execute होगा या तो ये वाला block दोनों नहीं होंगे क्योंकि either the value of this condition will become true or it will become false अगर ये ट्रू होगा तो इमीडिएट ब्लॉक जो इफ के बाद ही होता है वो एग्जीक्यूट हो जाता है अगर ये फॉल्स हुआ तो एल्स पार्ट एग्जीक्यूट हो जाता है ये वाला होप दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एटलीस्ट इफ एल्स इफ होता क्या है इफ किसके लिए यूज होता है इफ हमेशा होता है कि जब हम कंडीशन चेक करते हैं तो उस टाइम पे कंडीशन जो भी होगी चेक करने के लिए whether that is evaluated as true or false it is the responsibility of the if and then comes the blocks the true block or the positive block and the negative block or the false block we say that if the condition is evaluated as true the immediate block which is the positive or true block will get executed and if the condition will be evaluated as false the block which is after else will get executed but you should remember that these two blocks will not get executed simultaneously either one block will get executed or the other block will get executed that means at a single instance of time only one block will get executed hope that you understand the concept of if else in next lecture we are going to continue with